again. Welcome to our class and welcome to this welcome video Playposit. So again, I just want to go through the details of the course to make sure that you're ready and you understand all of our course expectations. So I am on the main homepage for our course, which brings us to the modules. You can also click on the main module page. That gets you there too, because sometimes announcements start to take over. So to continue into this week's learning, every single week, it's 8 short weeks, we'll be doing a lot of learning. There will be between 5 to 8 lessons that you will need to complete. So to start that though, before you can get into the content, you have to work through this entire welcome module. And you can see that it shows in here what you need to do. So by June 6th, it wants you to view the welcome letter. By June 7th, you need to score at least 14 on this Playposit. By June 7th, you need to submit your KWL. June 12th, you need to submit your introduction to our course and in that discussion board. That includes responding to a classmate. Every discussion that we have, there will be one every week. You post to the discussion board answering the question, which sometimes is watch a short little video or something like that. You respond to that, and then you have to reply to another classmate. Again, the whole purpose in those discussion boards was to give you guys a chance to interact with each other. So just keep that in mind. You need to respond to another classmate, read some of their posts, see what's going on. Then the syllabus, you're supposed to view that. So you can see I already viewed it. That's why it says viewed. It might say mark as done instead of mark done, but I had already marked that. This one says mark done, so that means I still need to go in there and do that. So your module, so these are again resources, your module for this week's content will be all shaded gray and locked until you complete all the things in the welcome module, which includes those little marking as done and viewing those pages. So please make sure you work through them. And again, it's in order that you should be doing those, okay? And so that's similar to the setup for our weekly modules as well. Again, you can see that there's little check marks on the right to show you that you've completed those things as well. So if you're anytime unsure of what you need to do, just go to the current week and then make sure that all these things are checked off. So when you actually get into our content for week 1, the lesson pages are going to be the learning pages. Since we are completely online, asynchronous, and there's no meeting times and dates, and I don't have office hours this summer, if you want to learn the content, which is why you're here, you need to go into those lesson pages and do the activities that are given there. So when I click on this first activity, these two lessons are considered somewhat review content of some math that you may have taken previously. So they're going to have not so much to do, but just more videos that you can watch depending on what level of help that you need. Alex is there for you as well to provide some of that support, which we'll see that in a different Playposit. So for now, our focus is just going to be on those expectations for our class. So when I click on, actually, I always like to start at the very beginning. Since I already did our discussion in the welcome module, this just lets you know, like, we're going to get started and work on the content. So you hit next on the bottom right, and so it tells you you need to do this by June 12th. So our due dates are mostly on Sundays, so just kind of keeping that in mind. Doesn't mean you need to wait until Sunday. You should be doing a little bit of math every day. This is a 4-unit class, and we are condensed. We're not in a regular 18-week semester. So normally you would spend like 4 hours in class a week. Because of how we're condensed, you need to be spending more like 8 to 10 hours of just learning, which is the watching the videos that I'm assigning to you, doing the other activities within Canvas. Then you get to practice and study. And part of that practicing will be in the form of Alex homework. And again, that's like double the amount of time that you learn, that you use for that learning time. So 8 to 10 hours watching videos, trying to figure out what's going on. Then double that. So 16 to 20 more hours actually reviewing and doing the homework to really grasp these concepts. So all the lesson pages will have a couple of sentences here that you need to read. So please make sure you read them. And then there will be videos down here to watch. Some of these videos are just from some instructors that I found online that are pretty good videos. And then especially as we continue on in the course, a lot more of them will be directly from me. There's this practice here. It doesn't have to be done, but it's just some practice that you could try. And so as soon as you look over, read, watch these videos, and then you can say, okay, I'm done with that. mark that as done so you can feel like, okay, I did my learning for that topic, and then hit next. And this one's going to take you to the graphing lines, which again, this is review, and it has a couple videos that you can watch. You can click on this Desmos activity if you want to do some kind of fun practice, so you can check that out. It's like a little game. And again, once you complete all of that, once you actually watch these videos, then mark as done and then hit next. And so now it's telling you, well, go in and do your ALEKS Pi objective number 1. Now, when you go into ALEKS for the first time, it will prompt you to do something called a knowledge check. That knowledge check will kind of assess your background knowledge to see where you stand and what you need support with. And so within ALEKS, there will be 2 different things. There's a Pi and there's assignments. The Pi is all about that support and increasing your background knowledge. So when you do knowledge checks, those are just making sure that you have the background knowledge needed to move on to the next couple of topics. And I've put in particular Pi objectives that you should be completing before we do different content for our course, just to make sure that you're ready, okay? So I would go in and make sure that objective 1 was done. Again, read through these couple sentences to make sure you know of what you're supposed to be doing. So now we're going into like an actual lesson, because those other 2, again, were kind of more review. So this lesson, this is like really the start of college algebra right here. And you can see that there's a title at the top, function notation, domain and range. There's a section number. This is the section number. You have access to the full ebook when you're inside of ALEKS. So you can go to section 2.3 inside our ebook, and there's videos there that you can also watch, as well as explanation pages as well. So now, if you read this, it says, watch the videos below, remembering to take notes. For the first video, you must complete a Playposit. So again, Playposits are going to be sprinkled in throughout our course, just to verify that you are watching the videos and learning that content. I also give you the separate link to just the YouTube video, so that way if you want to review just that video without having to go through the Playposit again, you can. And so you can see when it says Intro to Functions number 1, Functions Playposit. When you click on that, I'll click on it, you can see it's worth 5 points and it will take you into that video. So you push play and then you'll start working on that, okay? I'm going to step back for a minute because I don't want to do that Playposit. But there's more videos you can watch too. So here's video 2, video 3. These aren't Playposits, but you should watch them and again, be taking notes on all of these as you go. Again, additional practice, not required, but something that you can do if you'd like. Once you have completed the Playposit and you've completed these videos, then we say, okay, I'm done. I understand what function notation is. I understand what domain and range is. Let's continue on. So I hit next, and it tells me now go to ALEKS, and you're going to actually work on assignment section 2.3 on functions, domain, and range. And this is due by June 12th. So you're going to go in and get that practice. You have unlimited tries on the Playposits, so you can get 100% on those. You have unlimited tries on this ALEKS homework. All of the assignments in ALEKS, they have due dates by the Sunday of each week, which you should be doing, but you can always go back and make those scores even better. So as you're continuing to learn, you might want to go back and make those scores better. I mark as done and hit next. If you miss an ALEKS due date, by the way, for any reason, it's fine. They're in open submission really until the end of the semester. Now we have exams coming up every week, or assessments every week, and exams every other week. So you don't want to fall too far behind, but just know that that's an option. Also, all of the assignments that are inside of Canvas, again, they have due dates, but they are still open for you. If you miss one for whatever reason, you just go in and redo that. Now the assessments that we have at the end of every week, they're every Sunday. Let me get to one here. So you can see again, here's another lesson page. This wants you to download these note pages and try. So it explains how you try. And then when you see number 2, it actually has some of the answers, a video answer or just an answer key where you can check your work. There's additional practice. It's again not required, but you can try. So besides that, there's not really videos. It's just you trying that worksheet. So you can kind of see every lesson might have something a little bit different. As soon as you complete all that, you mark as done. And then again, it says go to ALEKS. Do not go to ALEKS first. You need to do the learning on these lesson pages, and then you can go into ALEKS, and there are going to be problems for you to try. If you're struggling within ALEKS, there's more videos and explanations within that that you'll have access to. Okay, once you complete ALEKS, you can mark that as done and continue on. You have quite a few lessons this week. Again, here's a practice first. It wants you to try this Desmos activity. Try it. This is like the whole learning part. It might be confusing, but try it. Go in and check it out. And then here are some videos that kind of further go along with that Desmos. I'm going to mark as done as soon as I feel pretty confident about those transformations. And again, it will tell me to go into ALEKS. So all of this is week 1. There's a lot to do this week. And by the time you get to the end, after you complete all those lessons and ALEKS assignments, then there will be a weekly assessment. So you can see I already tried this exam, but I can take it again. You have unlimited attempts until Sunday. So something that you might want to do is check out this assessment at the beginning of the week. You can look through it, try it, even if you get a 0, totally fine, at the beginning of the week. But that way you know what your goals are. These are just some of the types of questions that you should be able to answer by the end of the week. Again, you can keep going in there and try and get full credit. It's worth 15 points, okay? So you just take the quiz again if you want to. So right now I only have 13.5 out of 15. I mean, that's pretty good, but I could take it again. And the score that's the best will be the one that's held, okay? So learn from your errors. It'll tell you what you got right, what you got wrong. If you kind of look through this, there is an academic integrity statement. This work should all be your own. But again, it starts to have questions and it'll tell you if you were right or wrong so you can redo those, okay? So that was week 1. If I want to go back to the module page, I just click on modules in the top left. The welcome module is always there. So if you need to go back to any of these things after as the semester progresses, that's fine, or as the summer progresses. Scrolling down just to see really quick. So you can see within week 1, all these things are checked, okay? I didn't actually watch the videos. You would have watched the videos before you marked it as done. You would go into ALEKS and complete those before you mark those as done. But this is what a completed week should look like, okay? Let's see, anything else? Next week, week 2, it's not on here, but week 2 at the end, there will be that same weekly assessment, but then there will also be another page that will tell you, by the way, you need to take an ALEKS exam. The ALEKS exams are going to be longer. You'll have about 2 hours to take those. When you take those ALEKS exams, you're required to write down all of your work on a separate sheet of paper, neatly numbered, because that's what I grade from. ALEKS will do a quick grade, but I will grade that scratch paper, and that scratch paper must support all of your answers in ALEKS or you will receive 0s, okay? Also, all the work needs to be your own, not from an app, not from Chegg, not from Mathway, not from any of those resources, not your neighbor doing it, not your friend doing it. It's all your work showing what you have learned. Also, all your methods should match those that are done within ALEKS or within our class lessons. Nothing weird. Everything should support and make logical sense, okay? So just throwing that out there. Also, a reminder that your lowest ALEKS exam score, we have 3 ALEKS exams, the lowest one is replaced with the final exam score. So if you have not yet learned it yet, or there's some sort of technology difficulties, or you happen to be on vacation or something like that, you know that the final will replace that, or you're sick, okay? The exams are normally open from Friday until Tuesday. So that way you can take it on Friday, be done with it for the weekend, enjoy your weekend, or maybe you need to take it on Monday because you haven't finished all of the content. In any of those ways is fine. The final exam for sure is only on that Thursday and Friday of our last days of class. So if I went into my syllabus, I'm going to my syllabus here, a couple of reminders. On the very last page, well, you can see these important dates. We do observe Independence Day, July 4th, and Juneteenth on June 20th. Those are both Mondays, okay? And those happen to be weeks where I'm giving you a test. That's why I have your exams open from Friday till Tuesday. So anytime inside that period, you can do that. If I scroll all the way down, you could see that we have our tentative schedule, and you see those weekly assessments that are, again, retakeable until the Sunday. The answers post on the Monday right after, so you should go back in and check those for feedback. And then again, you can see the due dates for those exams, but the final is only available Thursday, July 28th to Friday, July 29th. Those 48 hours, that's it. And then that's going to kind of be a combo of those weekly assessments along with an ALEKS exam. So we'll talk more about that later. Let's see, anything else within here? While we're here in this syllabus, you could make sure that you do read all of this along with that first day assignment. I talked about exams and mini assessments. Oh, DLAs. We do have one directed learning activity required for our course. And really, that's any activity within our online success center, which there's a link to that on our main page. And so you can go to tutoring, you can go to a workshop. The point is to go see that and experience that and use it throughout the next few weeks. So I'm requiring that you at least go one time to that online success center. Okay. And we already talked about discussion boards, assignments, Alex. Make sure all work is your own. Communication. You can always email me. And with that, I'm going to close this to show you the other thing you could do besides email. There's the student lounge and Q&A. So if I click on that, student lounge and Q&A, oops, I don't have access right now. Let me leave the student view so you can see that. You will have access to that. So for this student lounge, make sure that you are subscribed. And within it, it's a non-graded optional discussion, but I want you to be able to post questions. They could be for the whole class. Like you can see this person, this is my student lounge from last semester, says, is there anyone noticed stuff about the DLA and the due dates? So anyway, you can click on that, but please make sure that you subscribe, but I answer these as well. It's a really nice way for me to get stuff across to the whole class. So if you have your own individual question that you don't want the whole class to know about, please email me. But otherwise, if you have a question, like, I don't understand how to do this problem, you can post a picture of a problem and what you've tried so far, and I'll try and answer that. Or I'm struggling with this particular topic, or I don't know when this assignment is due. When's this due? You can post those all in the student lounge. If you just want to say, hi class, you can post that in that student lounge. All right, so I'm going to check in on one more thing. And that is, I just clicked over, you could go to the, again, the student lounge this way and the Success Center. So if you click on the Success Center, it'll take you to their main Canvas page and you can see all the different resources that they offer for you there. Okay, so again, I'm not in the student view right now, so you don't see all of these pages, but the other page that might be important to you is grades. So if I click on the grades tab, it will show you all of the things that you've completed. It'll tell you if something's missing, and it'll tell you your scores that you got. When you do the Playposit, it auto grades those for you, so you'll see those scores right away. So like I see I only got 4 out of 5, so I might want to go back and redo that. The weekly assessment, haven't yet done that. Or, oh, this instructor hasn't posted. So I did do that, but it hasn't been graded just yet. So you can redo that if you need to. But you can kind of see how that's going. Now, the other thing that you want to click on where it says like show all details, if you click on that, there will be sometimes feedback. So if I have a comment for you, you can click on that. If you go to the actual assignment, you can also, there's a view feedback that you'll want to check those as well. So you can see my handwritten feedback. And then if you scroll down to the very bottom, it should show your grade in the class as we progress. So I think that's all for now. If you go back to the announcement page, which you do want to make sure you do update your notifications to get these announcements. So that's within the settings for the course or within your account. Change those to make sure that you get these notifications. I often don't email, but I do send an announcement. And so you want that to go directly to your email. If you don't have that set, just make sure that you're coming into Canvas every single day and seeing if there is an announcement. Okay, so I think that's it for now. I hope you have a wonderful semester. If you have any questions or anything, again, please post them either in the student lounge or email me. All right, have a great rest of your week.